Welcome back to CTO TV. I am your mental health expert, Spirit. And today in this series, we are talking about moving from diagnosis to prevention as it relates to mental health. And this is something that's very important. I want you to know that to date in Georgia alone, when we talk about suicide rates of children under the age of 17, there have already been 23 deaths in our state alone. And unfortunately, we are not the lowest number. When we talk about prevention, part of the reason why we don't focus on that model is because we wait until it's too late. We're not talking to our children about what mental health and wellness is. We're not talking to our children about how and what to do in the event that they think that there's something wrong. Let's be real, as adults, many of us don't even know what to do when we recognize that something is wrong. In this day and age, what I want you to know is that as it relates to mental health and wellness, most mental illnesses are absolutely recoverable. And even the ones that are chronic, meaning that they may last a lifetime, will not be diagnosed until a child reaches the age of adolescence. That means that there is a middle ground between diagnosis and prevention. And if we do our job on the front end, i.e., the prevention end, we will ultimately lower the numbers and the severity of mental illness. We need to shift how we think and how we talk about mental health and wellness. Quite frankly, we need to just start talking about mental health and wellness. We need to talk about what it is, what it isn't, how to identify and maintain your own, and how to advocate for those around you. Let's think about what's going on in your classroom. Have you had a conversation about mental health and wellness with your students? Parents, have your students come home and talk to you about mental health and wellness? Do your children even know what mental health is? If it's not, then we are failing our children, and we need to change the way that we do this. The key to that is by focusing on education. We cannot be afraid to learn for ourselves, and we cannot be afraid to share what it is that we learn. The more that we focus on prevention, the more that we focus on education, and the more that we focus on advocacy and normalizing our mental health and wellness in the same way that we talk about our physical health and wellness, will have an overall impact in the lives and the success of our children. As we move towards talking about prevention, as opposed to waiting and reacting when there's a problem, ultimately our children will do better. We will do better by them. And not only will we raise happier, healthier children into more productive, higher functioning adults, but we will also teach them how to advocate for the generations behind them. 23 deaths in Georgia so far amongst our youth. Let's let that be the highest number ever again.